Looks like the idea in TLRD worked. It's about $1 off the low. Question is, what is it going to do out here at 20? Like I was saying in the morning meeting, right now a lot of focus because of the craziness in Bitcoin, and that's where, you know, probably the bulk of the money has been made in the last month or so. Things related to Bitcoin and the blockchain. You're going to see, if you're watching the guys on the desk, the top guys you see in real time, you're going to see them moving out of some of these low price stocks related to it. You're going to see them in the Bitcoin Trust. You've got futures coming on Monday. So, you know, you may see a final up move in Bitcoin. People want to just push it as high as they can until the futures start trading. And when that thing turns, someone actually asked me earlier this morning about what I thought, how high it could go. There's no way to predict how high Bitcoin can go. It's just pure total speculation. But when it does top out and finally, you know, has that quick 10 to 20% down move intraday and then makes a lower high, it could easily come off 30 to 50% a day. And that's going to be a day, if guys are focused on that trade, when it finally cracks, people are going to make a lot of money. It's going to be an historic type day for short-term trading. And the thing is, even if you're a less experienced trader right now, the one thing you got to realize, some of this stuff might be too hard for you to trade, or Bitcoin might be too tricky, but you want to watch the more experienced guys in real time. You want to see what they're trading, and you want to follow along, because eventually you want to be that guy. And, you know, these guys, they've been trading 5, 6, 7, 8 years. You want to develop those same skills, so when that opportunity does come along, you know, you can take advantage. And, you know, top traders on a day like, you know, when something like that happens, easily are making 6 figures. And it's the same thing that you're trading at the beginning, where you're risking $100 or $50 and making a few $100. But one day, once you have that skill set, 6 figures in a day. So the other thing that's happened is, because of the pickup and the craziness and the action in Bitcoin and the related names, is, you know, in our run rate as just like a firm in terms of volume, it's probably 10 million shares a day, let's say 6, 8 months ago. The volume now is, you know, 15 million shares a day. Just a lot more activity. And one of the concerns sometimes is, if you're trading too much volume, there's going to be too much cost, you're not going to make money. But when things are more volatile, you want to be more active. There's just more opportunities. The opportunities kind of take care of the fact that you're getting in and out more on those costs.
CDI and a filing saying they've requested, and
yeah, exactly. It's the opportunities there, and you want to just be as active as possible.
Disclosed milestone, December 8th.
And don't forget, the whole underlying reason why we, you know, 15 years ago came up with the idea of finding the best in play stuff each day is sometimes the market really is dead. And, you know, so in addition to finding the in-play stuff, which we're doing every day, which is great, is now just these sectors are now becoming very in-play. So you have the in-play names for the day, like the kind of the Lulus today or the TLRD, but you're also getting the kind of the Bitcoin-related, blockchain-related names, and there's just a lot of different things going on. And then, as you said, the wildfires in California is putting these utilities into play, and so there really is a lot going on. So when you hear people say, oh, the market's not doing anything, these old school people who've been around watching the market for 25, 35 years, the market was in a, you know, 30 basis point range today. It's bullshit. Who cares what you know, if anything, the market being in a tight range and being stable means it's more likely the trades that you're seeing set up in individual names, or you're going to be less likely to get stopped out, because there's not going to be a big market move screwing up your trades. And also, the other thing is, in conditions where the market's not moving much, when something changes, you notice it right away. You know, obviously, like on the other day when that news came out with the indictments and all that stuff, that as soon as, you know, we broke below key levels for the prior few days, you said, wow, things are different. I'm going to start looking at the VXX futures, the VXX ETF, the VIX ETFs, the market indices, and so you're ready to flip over, because it's an unusual thing. It only happens maybe a couple of times a month. Notice that TLRD, that if you didn't pick it up the first time at 19, you had a chance to buy it there. I don't know if you got any prints, but popped right back up to 1970. Again, I don't know if it's eventually going to hold above $20 and make that move to the next resistance, but I just thought based on what I saw there, it was worth buying at 19, between 18.5 and 19, and you know, you take some off into 20, and then you kind of see what happens. That's the idea.